Hello everyone, this is Prodigious TCC, that's Prodigious Trading Card Collector, and today we're taking a look at a match between the Blastoise EX and the Venusaur EX. So they both have effects. The Blastoise is it takes 30 less damage, so if you're swinging at it for 1, you have to hit 360. If you're trying to attack twice, you basically have to do 390. And then the Venusaur EX is... as long as it once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can heal 60 HP from one of your Pokemon. And then their attacks are the Blastoise is Twin Cannons. Discard up to 2 basic water energy from your hand. This attack does 140 damage for each card discarded this way, so up to 240 damage. And then the Venusaur EX is... your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned and confused, and it does 150 damage. For the Blastoise deck, I think there's a stadium. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called or what set it's from or anything like that. But it's when you retreat a Pokemon, the energy goes back in your hand. So if you get a Chen Pao, you can look for those energies. You can retreat it back in your hand, then you get those energies back in your hand, then you can put the Blastoise up and attack with that, and then you should be able to kind of do a loop kind of thing, and maybe a Baxillion to, or a Baxcalibur to keep putting energies on and stuff like that. But anyways, let's jump into this. We will see how these decks play and what they are what they're running in their decks. They didn't show at the beginning a deck list like they usually do. I don't know if it's going to be at the end or if they're not going to show one at all. So we're just going to have to piece things together as we go. Let's see, can I... Okay, battle start. So the person on the left is going Venusaur. Person on the right is going Blastoise. And you can see it's a starter start. A Bulbasaur on the left and a Squirtle on the right. Attaching it to the Squirtle. Play down another Squirtle for turn. Passing, and then did they top deck that battle VIP? Yeah, attach return, and that's all they can do. And then let's see, that would be a sweet top deck. No, okay, it doesn't show. So yeah, battle VIP pass. They're going to get a Leafeon V and a Lilligant. Either Lilligant or Pet Little. Yeah, a Lilligant V, which could evolve into the V-Star. So Hisuian Lilligant V-Star, which has the Star Perfume. During your turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 in any combination of Grass Pokemon and Grass Energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. That's pretty cool. And then the Leafeon V is... it has the ability Greening Cells. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Grass Energy card and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So, it's kind of like Roaring Swords or whatever it's called on the Zacian V. So, playing down another Bulbasaur, and then this is the Artisan Stadium, and it says, once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon without a rule box and add it to their bench. So just another way to get some more Pokemon, and they're going for another Bulbasaur. So we've got 3 Bulbasaurs out at the moment. Hatching an energy for turn, and then Professor's Research to get a new hand. Then using the Leafeon V's ability to attach an energy to the Bulbasaur and end their turn. Perfect. So then we've got a Irida that they are playing. They are getting the Blastoise EX and a Nest Ball from the Irida. Guessing they already have the rare candy. Yes, they do. So they're going to rare candy the Squirtle up to the Blastoise, which we know takes 30 less damage and has the attack that you discard energy for. Getting the Nest Ball for a Radiant Greninja. That slipped my mind for a second there. And... oh, using Mezagoza to get the Squirtle. I was like, where'd that Squirtle come from? Attaching another energy for the Blastoise, and then Do they have energy to discard? Because they just need to discard one energy to knock out the... Yes, they do. They're discarding one energy, and they're going to knock out that Bulbasaur. And first prize goes to the Blastoise deck. That's very interesting. The nice thing is in the beginning, and with most single prizers, you probably only need to discard one energy. Especially for setup, like if the... So there is the Hisuian Lilligant V, and they're using their V-Star ability to get 5 grass Pokemon or energy in any combination, and now they're going to do basically the exact same thing, going to use the rare candy to evolve up from the Bulbasaur to the Venusaur, evolving this one to the Ivysaur, and it's got 100, so you just need to discard one energy off the Blastoise to knock that out, and then dropping down another Bulbasaur and a Radiant Serena. Radiant Serena can heal damage once per turn, so you got that, and then you can do that, so you can knock off, I think Radiant Serena heals 30? Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon for Elegant Healing. So with the Elegant Healing and the Venusaur's ability, you can heal off 80 damage to a single Pokemon, which is pretty good. Attaching another energy for turn and going to attack with the 150 and then minus 30 for resistance, I believe. So doing 120, and then they are poisoned and confused. Is poisoned and confused, or just poisoned? Yes. Yeah, so it's poisoned and confused. Alright, and then taking a pip for the poison damage between turns. So that's what they added the extra there for. So they are playing down using the Artisan to get the Bidoof. Now they are attaching energy to the Squirtle, playing Iono. So they are going to shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of their deck, and draw up to the amount of prizes. Person on the left gets 6, person on the right gets 5. And they're going to discard an energy for the concealed cards to draw 2 more cards, and they're going to switch the Blastoise out, which gets rid of the confusion and the poison, and then we've got a Squirtle, and passing the turn. So they were going to rare candy the other Bulbasaur up into the Venusaur EX, attach an energy for turn, and going to use... Interesting. So they're going to use the Leafeon V's ability to get a grass energy and attach it to any Pokemon, and that ends their turn. So instead of taking out I guess they don't really see a huge threat right now. The Blastoise has lots of damage on it right now. It has 130 points of damage, and they don't have any other setup right now. So I guess they see themselves setting up more, prioritizing setting up more on the bench and with their other Pokemon than they do taking prizes right now. So I'm guessing they're going to attach another energy to the Venusaur. Yep. So that's very interesting. It really depends, right? Like what you feel is necessary at the moment. They're going for the Ultra Ball, Ultra Balling away a Super Rod and a Battle VIP pass, I'm assuming for, the B Barrel. Nice. Play down the B Barrel, and its ability lets you draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, so they're drawing 2 more cards. They're playing an Irida to get a Blastoise EX and a Switch. Nice. Do they have a rare candy? Yes, they do. Another rare candy. I wonder if they even play any War Turtle, or if it's just 4 rare candy. And then energy retrieval, superior energy retrieval, getting rid of a something and a rare candy, which lets you put 4 energy into your hand from the discard pile. So that's a great way to get the energy back for Blastoise's attack. Especially with the concealed cards, you're always putting cards into the graveyard that way. So they're going to switch up into the damaged Blastoise and they are going to discard 2 cards to do 280 damage, which means they have 340, so they've got 60 HP left. But then you can heal 60 with your Venusaur EX's ability in Radiant Serena. So you can take off 60 from that, and then 20 more. You're looking at 200 now, so you have to swing for another 140. Oh, and they're using some sort of healing item. That is a motivational lemonade. It is in the snow hazard set, and it says you may use this card only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. Heals 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. So that person healed 60, and 60 is 120, so 140 damage from this turn. So that's pretty good. Using the switch to get the other Venusaur out that has no damage on it, and is going to use its ability to heal even more. Wow. That's pretty good. I mean, like, nice. And then using the Super Rod to get back 3 in any combination of energy and Pokemon, shuffling them into your deck. Then is going to Iono. They only have 1 card left, so it's just going right on the bottom of their deck, and they're drawing 6, and the other person is drawing 5. And they are evolving up the Ivysaur into the Venusaur, attaching an energy for turn, and then swinging for 120 damage, which should be 150, but then because of resistance, and now it is poisoned and confused. And then taking 10 damage for the poison between turns. Okay, interesting. Now the Blastoise got off to a faster start, taking the prizes and setting up whatnot, but now with this loop of healing, if you have enough switch cards, the loop of healing with Radiant Serena, the Venusaurs, and then any more of those motivational lemonades, you're healing a lot of damage. So tails on... Missed that. What were they tailsing? Too busy talking and thinking. Okay, so they're putting damage counter on, and then drawing a card. I do not know what they are. I do not know what they're flipping for at this moment. I'm not exactly sure what they were. Oh, they're flipping to get rid of. Okay, they're flipping to get rid of the poison condition. I was so confused. I was just like, there are no flip effects on any of these cards. What are they doing? I'm not 100% sure. So they're flipping to get rid of the poison. And then... Oh, they didn't do anything. Okay. Very strange. So again, going through a healing loop, healing everything off of that Venusaur, using Gardenia's Vigor, I believe this one is. Yep, so this is Gardenia's Vigor, and it does draw 2 cards. If you draw any cards in this way, attach up to 2 grass energy cards from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon. So basically, you get to draw and attach energy, which is nice, and they are going for the Hisuian Lilligant V-Star that they are attaching energy to, and they are going to swing again with the Venusaur EX for 120, and that is knockout, and that is their first set of prizes. Okay, so they are promoting up the Blastoise with 1 energy on it. They are using the Artizone Stadium to get a Squirtle, using Radiant Greninja's Concealed Cards to draw 2 cards, using the Super Rod to shuffle back 3 in any combination of energy and Pokemon, attaching an energy for turn, and then Professor's Research to evolve up into a Wartortle, and then discarding 1 energy to do 140 points of damage to the Venusaur EX, which can be healed off. There goes 60 of it, and then there goes 20 of it, and then using the switch, and then there goes the last 60 of it when the new Venusaur comes up, using the ability healing off the last 60, and nothing happened. Nothing happened whatsoever. So now they've got 2 Venusaur set up, and they're setting up a third, and they are attacking again, and there goes the poison and the confusion. And then their turn, another pip for the poison between turns, playing a Irida to get a Blastoise EX and an energy retrieval, or the superior energy retrieval, evolving up into the Blastoise EX, using the superior energy retrieval, getting rid of a doof and a battle VIP pass to get back energy into their hand so they can use the Blastoise's attack. And I mean, it doesn't really look. I was trying to heal off the. Okay, the poison is healed off, and then doing 280 to the Venusaur EX. I don't really think this Blastoise deck is not like. What was the flip for then? It flipped heads, right? So shouldn't the poison be gone? I'm confused. I'm very confused. What's healing loop again? I'm just gonna check. Confusion. Flip a coin before attacking. If heads, attack works normally. If tails, the attack does nothing. And put 3 damage counters on your Pokemon, so it hurt itself in confusion. I see how it is. I've never ever played a deck with confusion before. Yeah, okay, so I've never ever played a deck with confusion before. I've played paralysis. I've played paralysis and poison. I've never played a burn deck or a confusion deck. So this that is new to me. Very interesting. So flip a coin before you attack. If heads, attack works normally. If tails, the attack does nothing. And put 3 damage counters on your Pokemon. You can retreat to remove the confusion. Interesting. I've never ever played anything with confusion before, so this is. I know I've only been playing for like 6 months, 7 months, but still, I was just very. Okay, interesting. So there's a Jet Energy, which so they were healing off the Venusaur EX, and now they use a Jet Energy, which lets you move the Pokemon that the Jet Energy is attached to into the active spot, which is a very awesome card. It gives a colorless energy, and then now they are going to attack with the Hisuian Ligand V-Star. When its attack is Parallel Spin, you may put an energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand. If you do, this attack does 100 more damage. You can swing for 230, put that Jet Energy back in your hand. You can attach that Jet Energy to another Pokemon next turn, and it will just promote right in it to the active. That's what I would do, and that's what they are doing. So doing 100 plus 130, so it'd be 230 minus the 30 for resistance, so 200 damage, and that takes out the other Blastoise EX. Promoting up the last Blastoise EX. This is not going the way I thought it was. Going for an Irida to get the Blastoise EX in a rare candy. Going to use the rare candy to evolve up into the Blastoise EX, and then superior energy retrieval, getting rid of Iono and a Professor's Research to get energy back into their hand so they can swing for 240 or 280 points of damage, which would be enough to knock out the Hisuian Lilligant V-Star, I assume. Yes, it is. So hey, they get to take another 2 prizes, but I mean, this is very much looking like the end for the Blastoise player. Going through the heal cycle, attaching the Jet Energy to move the other Venusaur up, using their ability to heal off more of the damage from that Venusaur, grabbing another Venusaur, Ultra Ball, and swinging for 120, and now they are poisoned and confused. Taking a pip for the confusion between turns, and then, or for the poison, and then they are going to try and attack. The attack goes through. They're going to discard 2 energy to do 280 points of damage to the Venusaur. Oh, it's not for weakness. It's not for resistance. It's minus 30 for the attack. I don't know why I've been saying weakness this whole time. Or resistance. Yeah, I'm having a day today. Minus 30 for its effect that it has, the ability. I am having a day. Healing. And then attach an energy. Going to swing for 120. Minus 30 for the ability. Not resistance or anything like that. Using Beebrill to draw their hand up. And then they are going to try and swing again. And it works this time. So getting rid of 1 energy to do enough damage to knock out the Venusaur EX. So they have 1 prize left. The other person has 2 prizes left, but they have 270 damage on the Blastoise EX right now. It has 330, so it is 60, 70, 80, 90 because of the extra 30. So it's just 1 more. All they have to do is swing 1 more time, and then that's the end of it. Bing, bang, boom. That is the knockout for the Blastoise EX. And that's the game. Very interesting way of playing the Blast. Are they going to show the deck list? We can kind of gauge what they have here. So they got the Leafeon V. So those are the... I really wish they're going to quickly show... Yeah, okay, perfect. So we've got the 4... It's a 4-2-4 line, it looks like. With 1 Hisuian Lilligant, 1 Hisuian Lilligant V-Star, Leafeon V, and then the Serena, the Radiant Serena. I mean, it looks fine. The ability to the Jet Energy, 1 Jet Energy. I would probably maybe try and run 2. Just so you can make that swap easier. But you got the 4 switches, so I mean, it's up to you really. The healing was awesome with this Venusaur EX. Like, healing each other, all that kind of stuff. Like, it was really, really well done. It's a pretty good deck. I really feel like the Blastoise player, though, kind of drop the ball on this one. Because Blastoise, you can hit for 280 on your... Like, it just seems like if they had a Baxcalibur in there, or the Chen Pao, anything like that really to help a little bit more or do a little bit more. I don't know. It just seems like there was a lot more potential with the Blastoise. Like, the Venusaur EX deck was used the way the Venusaur EX deck was supposed to be used. I just feel like the Blastoise EX deck was lacking in some way. Like, you didn't see... They didn't use any other abilities except for Beebrill. Instead, like... I just feel like there's more that could have been done with this deck. Was it a good match? It was very interesting. It was fun to watch. I cannot wait to see what happens when these cards come to out of Japan and we get to see some crazy builds with them. But yeah, I mean, that was the deck. That was the match. Tell me what you thought. Would you have changed up the decks anyway? I was lacking on my confusion knowledge because I've never ever been... None of my Pokemon have ever been confused. So that was very strange, where I was trying to figure out those coin flips and I was like, I have no idea what's going on. So anyways, what deck would you play of these 2? Actually 3, because we'll add in the Charizard as well. So the Charizard, the Blastoise, and the Venusaur. Which of those 3 would you play? Would you change up these decks anyway? I would change up the Blastoise deck with some Chen Pao and some Baxcalibur a little bit, just to make it flow a little better. Venusaur, I mean, I think they played the Venusaur deck pretty well. I'm playing it for healing and all that kind of stuff. It worked pretty well. Anyways, my name has been Prodigious TCC. That's Prodigious the Trading Card Collector. And until you see you next time, have a fantastic day.